he's holding people off as hostage, saying, hey, you know, get away. I got the guy. So he's got me. There's a lot of different ways of doing this, but one simple way is to catch him right here and just push him over that way. So you're putting it away from your throat. As you do that, you can just slap and grab. From there, you can go right back into a throw down, or you can come back up under his arm. So if you want to come back up under his arm, so basically you're going one, catch that, and then catch and control, and then come under his arm, lock him down that way. Okay? That's two ways you can do that. So if I've got him, he's going to knock my arm out of the way, grab, and take me that way, or come back under my arm. Sure. All right, you cut me on the way, or come back around, or whatever. So that's something that if you don't have a choice, you know, the guy's got you, you got to either die or do something. It's probably one of the best things to do, because it takes him totally by surprise to take that away from him like that.
The idea about an edge weapon, any edge weapon, whether it's a piece of broken glass, stick, or whatever, is knowing what you have and making what you have work. As Mr. Hart had said, the idea for penetrating wounds with an edge weapon is a big primary thing as far as the amount of damage you can do. When you slash using your weapon, you can do functional cuts, damage soft tissue, muscle, tendons, things of that nature. Its immediate problem is nothing like a good thrust. Whether this right here is a training blade, maybe 3.5 inches long or so, but this blade here, on anyone in this room, can touch vital organs in fractions of a second. Okay? So the idea, whether it's the neck, which you have your trachea, you have your vascular system here, your carotids, your arteries, things of that nature. Nice little choke point here for all the goodies. Even that, you're going into the kidneys. You have your diaphragm. You have your heart, of course. Plus, not count your femoral arteries down in here, which is very, very easy to access. So the idea is making your weapon work for what you want to do. Initially, any kind of thrusting will work. Now, I call a lot of stuff, you know, people, you have to be trained how to use this. You grab this blade or this knife like this, and you start jackhammering, or I call it hammering somebody, you're going to get a lot of work done. Okay? The idea is, like Mr. Hart has said, if I'm going to approach him, and he's taller than I am, now I'm going to lower him to me, and then I'm going to insert a blade here, all the way through. I'll use his, this is what he's going to use to rip it. Rip it out himself, or what I'll do is I'll use his spine as a fulcrum, using the blade to cut and roll. Now from here, I'm going to take his head right straight down to his ankle and move on. So the idea is, anything with a blade is here. And once again, even with this, Mr. Hart, if I come up to him and say, I'm going to threaten him with this blade, or here, I'm not actually penetrating, just threatening with him. Doesn't matter where it's at, he can still disarm me and deal with him. The key about this is getting on target immediately. If you're going to have to use this. If I stand out here and do this, you know, you better give me your money. Yeah. See what happens? Now, if I walk up to him and I smile and ask him for time and I'm on him, now make me give him his money. It's not going to work.
Yeah, you can make it every step.
I'm enjoying this too much. The idea. So understand the edge of the blade. Another thing about so anytime you're going to thrust, whether a man reaches for you here, getting the weapon into play is key. Whether it's right into that, or it's a quick blade, or a straight blade, however you want to change it. Getting it into play immediately is what's going to work. One time, I drive this all the way through his neck. I've got his trachea, vocal cords, and still count. This is always a lethal attack.
Now, in a real situation, if you have a knife, especially a folder that has about a 3.5 inch blade, preferably don't ever pull out the knife and use it to say, stay away from me type of thing. The best thing to do is pull out that knife and have it hidden. The guy's coming in on you, he grabs you or something like that, just grab him, okay? You grab him, here. Now, if he moves, if he doesn't try to hit me, whoop, I just put a little pressure on that. All I gotta do is grip that, grip that, grip that, grip that. So the idea is to hide it and you put the blade inward, and if he reaches for you, just hook him like that. Hook, 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 hook back. So hide it and then hook it. Now obviously, if you intend to kill the guy, then you just go in and start doing what he's talking about. But if you just want to say, hey man, leave me alone, just control the guy, then you can do that without doing a whole bunch of damage other than ripping out his tendons and his arteries. So that's you using the knife. Now here's another simple control. If the guy comes up to you, puts the knife in your back, and he goes, hey, give me your money, there's a real simple thing you can do. You got to first of all know which hand he's got it in. You want to. That's wrong. When you're going to the outside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to act as a pivot point right here. So if I move and he stabs, I'm pivoted away from it. But leading into that, I'm going to use my arm first. Okay, use my arm first. Now I don't want to get away from. If he gets away from me, he's going to slash me on the way out. Right? I don't want that to happen. So I want immediate control. So if he's got me here, I'm going to get immediate control. Take that out. Okay. So basically, slow motion. My arm moves first. I pivot my body, and I control that up against him. I'm pushing him off balance the whole time. Eyes, groin, throw. Whatever you want from that point, control the knife. You're controlling it at the elbow in that case. This moves, one, control. And from there, groin, eyes, claw, grip, tear, control. Control this way. Right up against the artery there. And then move.
I'm always got off. One of the good points Mr. Hart made is that when he was bringing, do not okay, all right. It's the idea we talked about thrusting a minute ago. We're going to do what we call slashing. And a lot of this is going to be the Filipino type of work, where the heat reaches for me. I'm cut here. Once again, controls the grip. Boom. And I'm stepping in now, also giving something here. Plant him. I can do non-lethal strikes if I want to at this point in time. I can do lethal strikes, whatever I want to do. He's already. But once again, if I come in here, once he comes in here, I go right there, and now I'm going to take him down. Okay?
Always want to be in control of that knife.
And once again, what you don't see over here is my hand is pushing his hand with the blade onto the mat. Whether it's that, stand on it, you want to do whatever you want to do. I want you to control that.
Any questions?
Slashing. Once again. And you can also, Mr. Hart made a very good point. If you do the over or the underhand grip, you can control even with the mune or the spine of the blade without making a cut. Whether it's a stick or whatever. You can control anybody you want to with the actual handles. And by the way, a lot of this stuff Mr. Hart showed me 20 years ago. I haven't seen him in 15. First time in 15 years I've seen him. But the idea is this is all about control. Okay.
You have a good knife?
Huh?
I hold it.
That's enough. I'll give it back.
Okay.